Dear children, here we are going to start chapter 16, data handling and representation. Data handling and representation. What is by data? Information about anything is called data. It may be numeric in nature or other type like text or images or in that statistics we use this data, collection of data. So that data handling and representation, how can we represent that? That we are going to study here. In our daily life, we come across the data and information in a number of ways. We often make use of this information to make our decisions. Some examples of using data in our daily life to make decisions are a person deciding which mobile phone to buy, a consumer deciding which service is better based on reviews by experts, a shopkeeper deciding which brands of goods to stock more. These all are data only. That is, it is coming in our day-to-day life. Now, this data handling and representation, it is a branch of mathematics. It is called statistics. Okay, see this one. Most of the times, these decisions are made on the basis of data collected or taken from some source. Statistics is the branch of mathematics that deals with the collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of the data. So statistics means it is a branch of mathematics that deals with the collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of the data. Then here in statistics we have to learn some topics you have already learned in the previous classes. Let's review all these points once more. First one is data. Information about anything is called data. It may be numeric in nature or other type like text or images. Statistics deals with all kind of data, but we will focus on numeric data in this class. In this class we are going to learn only about the numeric data. Next one is observation. What is by observation? A single piece of data is called an observation. We usually denote observation by xi, where x is the observation and I is usually its position. Now next one, frequency. The number of times an observation is repeated is called its frequency. That means here you see the marks obtained by 25 students of class 8 of a school are given below. 13, 17. Marks obtained by 25 students, it is given here. 13, 17, 12, 8, 17, 12, 10, 6, 12, etc. Here, observation means a single piece of data, that is called observation. Here we can write x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8, x9, etc. We can mark it like that. So that is called observation. And frequency means and the number of times an observation is repeated. Suppose here 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So the frequency of 12 is 6 we can say. So number of times observation is repeated is called frequency. Now next one, range of the data. What is by range of the data? It is the difference between the highest observation and the least observation in a given set of data. So this formula is important. These are all the definitions you have to write down in your notebook. That is, first you have to write the heading, chapter 16, data handling and representation. After that, first one, statistics. After that, data, observation, frequency, range definition and formula also you have to write. What is the formula for finding out the range of a data? Highest observation minus least observation. We will find out which observation is the highest observation. Here it is 17. Already range it is find out here. Highest observation minus least observation. Highest observation here it is 17 minus least observation is 4. 17 minus 4, that is 13. That is the range of this data. Now next one is tally mark. What is by tally mark? Tally marks are small vertical bars used to indicate one occurrence of an observation. They are used to count the observation while tabulating raw data. A group of 5 tally marks is denoted by 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one we will cut it out. We will cut that 4. Then here it means 5 observation. That observation repeats 5 times. That is the meaning. Now next one. Frequency distribution table. A table showing the various observations and their frequencies is called a frequency distribution table. A table showing various observations and their frequencies is called a frequency distribution table. Here it is given frequency distribution table. This is a frequency distribution table. Marks obtained and tally mark and number of students, that is frequency, it is given here. It is called a frequency distribution table. Now, classification of data. Data we can classify based on the form of the data is presented in. It may be classified as raw data. Data presented as it is collected is called raw data. Data presented as it is collected. How we have collected? As it is we kept there, that is called raw data. Ungrouped data. Tabulated data which shows every observation and its corresponding frequency is called ungrouped data. It is also called discrete data. And grouped data also there. Now I have shown a group frequency distribution table. That is an ungrouped data only, ungrouped data. Then group, we can make it as a group also, that we are going to study next. Tabulated data which shows the observation grouped together with their corresponding frequencies is called grouped data. Tabulated data which shows the observations grouped together with their corresponding frequency, that is called grouped data. Here it is given an example, marks obtained by 25 students. Here we are going to make the frequency distribution table, both ungrouped data and grouped data. First we will make as a ungrouped data. Here is the ungrouped data. The same data tabulated as ungrouped data can be represented as shown in following table. Marks it is given there: 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. 4 only once, that means one student only got 4 mark. 3 students got 6 mark. 2 students got 8 mark. 4 students got 10 mark. 6 students got 12 mark. That is the frequency. Okay, frequency. So here it is given frequency. That is an ungrouped data or ungrouped frequency distribution table we can say. Now grouping of data. This same data we can make it as a group. The data shown in the previous illustration represented in the form of ungrouped data with class intervals of size 5 is shown in figure in the following table. First, ungrouped data means whatever marks the students got as it is we wrote, and we wrote the tally mark and the frequency, but here we are making it as a group. How many students got mark between 0 and 5? We know that one student got 4 mark, that is marked here, tally mark 1. So now 1, 5 to 10, 5 students, 10 to 15, 11 students, 15 to 20, 8 students, and total 25 students. So that is a grouped frequency distribution table. This one is a grouped frequency distribution table. Now, next one, class intervals. Class intervals are set of values in which the whole set of observations can be divided while preparing the frequency distribution table. They can be of equal size of different sizes. Each class interval has two values called limits. The least value in the class interval is called its lower limit and the maximum value is called its upper limit. In this class interval, least value is called the lower limit and highest value is called the upper limit. That much only about the limits. Now, next one is inclusive or discontinuous class intervals. Suppose an example 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40 is an inclusive class interval. Then all the values from 1 to 10, both values included, will be considered to belong to this interval. They are also called discontinuous class intervals. That is, 1 is included there and 10 also included there. That is called a discontinuous class interval. And the exclusive or continuous class interval also there. That is, 1 to 10 is an exclusive class interval. 1 to 10 is an exclusive, then all the values greater or equal to 1 but less than 10 will be included in this class interval. These class intervals are also called continuous class intervals. Now next one, class size. What is meant by class size? Class size is equal to difference between upper limit of successive class intervals, that is upper limit minus lower limit. Subtract it, we will get the class size of a class. Here what is the class size? 5 minus 0, that is 5. Any class interval, okay, any class interval you have to subtract. 10 minus 5, 5. 15 minus 10, 5. 20 minus 15, 5. So here class size is 5. Now next one, cumulative frequency. What is by cumulative frequency? Cumulative means total or sum. The cumulative frequency of a class interval is frequency distribution is defined as a sum of all the frequencies up to that interval. Sum of all the frequencies up to that interval. That is called a cumulative frequency. Here it is given an example. Look at the following frequency distribution table. 0 to 10, frequency 2, 10 to 27, 20 to 38, 30 to 43. What is the cumulative frequency? First frequency you will write as it is 2. 2 plus 7, 9. 9 plus 8, 17. 17 plus 3, 20. So total frequency 20. So this one is called a cumulative frequency. Now let's see exercise 16.1. Question number 1 is filling the blanks. Filling the blanks in the following statement. The number of times an observation is repeated is in a given set of data is called its what is the name? Frequency. Suppose a data number of times, how many times an observation is repeating, that is called a frequency. Discontinuous class intervals are also called inclusive intervals. Inclusive intervals. The class size of the class interval 35.5 minus 35.5 to 42.5 is class size is equal to what is the formula? Upper limit minus lower limit. That is upper limit is 42.5 minus lower limit is 35.5. Lower limit is 35.5. Subtract it. 5 minus 5 0. 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. 3 minus 3 0. So 7.0, that means 7. That is the class size of this class interval. The difference of the highest and least observation is called what is the name? Range of the data. Difference of the highest and least observation. Highest observation minus least observation is equal to, you will get the range of the data. Okay, these all the definitions write down in your notebook, and question number 1 also write in your notebook. Remaining questions we will do in the next video. Thank you so much.